Hello, my lovely spectators. Didi here. Welcome to my studio. So, as per the title, we're doing some mass make altered playing cards. And so let's see what we can come up with. So I got a lot of this stuff from either Temu or through Facebook Marketplace. So I got these decks of cards. I've got a ton of them. I was using them for another project. Let me move you up just slightly. And yeah, so we're gonna crack into the deck, which I've already opened one. So this is a Facebook find. So this is somebody else's junk, let's say. Also these stickers, which are from the, I believe they're from the Dollar Tree. This was another find in a like grab bag full of like Facebook Marketplace craft supplies. So I have those, which I want to use. And then we go to the Temu of it all. So maybe some of these like faux ephemera looking stickers, washi. They're not super thin. They do hold their color, so we may use this as one of the layers. And then, or we could also use these guys. I don't know if you guys ever got, you know, these Temu booklets of ephemera looking paper. So we'll see which one. I'm thinking these because they're stickers and this is a smooth kind of soft surface, and then all of the shiny Temu stickers. So specifically these little ones, right? Because I think they're a great size for a playing card. So let's take a set, meaning a suit. So let's do clubs. So clubs is, if you didn't know, deck of cards. You have 1 to 10, so you have 13 cards here. So you have the back that's kind of slippery and the front, which is slippery. So I cracked out my stays on because I know that for the slippery, I want to darken. I like to have black, basically black in a lot of my projects as the dark elements in the cards. So I want to ink around the edges and do a little bit of distressing there. I don't think the oxides are going to stay because they don't dry quick. They're not permanent. So busting out the stays on. I have this in case I want to glue some of these down. And I was contemplating as if this is going to be just like a little item we stick inside the, what's the word? We stick inside a pocket or something, like a little piece of ephemera. So there's no place really to write. We could add a little something over here, a white sticker or something. I have a bunch of washi offcuts that if you have washi paper that oh, I can't get it off. Separate. Washi paper sticker, right? If you get that sticker paper, it's not really clear. It's got a white to it. So it could be something that, you know, just take a piece and kind of just cover up some of the, you know, back. Now it doesn't get rid of it completely, but it lets it be a little more of a writing because you could write on this and it won't, I don't think it'll smear. Let's see if it'll smear. So let's do that. And let's, so hello. Yeah, it doesn't, you know, I mean, you're not going to do that when you write right away. Versus, do I want to do, yeah, I'm going to cover this anyway. Hello. Versus this, which does definitely smear a lot more. So we're gonna cover that anyway. So we're definitely going to put let's just get rid of this. Is used, it's not sticking well. We could put something on the back. So what I want to decorate is the front. I think that would be the more interesting to have the number, to have a piece of this, and this black accent the oval, and then a sticker on top. Just something quick, cute. Cutesy, elegant, you know, very, because it has the gold in it. So let's see how this is going to distress over here. So I have a little cubey thing. I'm gonna cut off this used part not a cubie, what is this, like a little mini mini blender, because I don't have one of these that I can dedicate to this StazOn, and I don't want to mix and match. So I'm gonna just grab a little one of these, pick up some, and you know, I guess I'm a little heavy-handed, but I am used to that. That's kind of like the way it looks, and I kind of go with it. So I'm just gonna do that around the edges. And just for argument's sake, I'm just gonna go around the back, add a little bit of darkness, nothing too crazy because of that. So that's gonna be the first layer. So I'm gonna pause because we're mask making, but you don't need to sit and watch me do 12 more cards with ink. So hold on, and I'm gonna ink these up. Okay, so I've inked them all. I'm not too precious, so I have a lot of all over the place. Like some of them came out a little bit. I'm wiping them off on my shirt because my shirt is my craft shirt, so it's got all kinds of stuff. Some of them came out, but I'm not mad at that. Stays on stick, so I would say be a little careful on that. And those makeup little things, I think I got them from like the Dollar Tree. Yeah, I'm not too happy with those because it started falling apart quite easily, and so I have a lot of little flecks of black all over as I was doing it, and now as I'm wiping them off, I'm seeing that it's giving me permanent little thingies, little specks. But again, we're still layering, so I'm not too worried about that. Just some things to make note of. It fell apart like really fast. Like it just started shedding right away, but I kept going. I did all the fronts. I did the backs a little bit on the edge just because I'm not sure about the backs quite yet. And I'm just wiping off the flecks, which I see are giving me other little pieces, but we're covering those up. And remember, this is grungy, and our journals can have a little grunge. It can have a little bit of whatever. So with the backs being non-directional, you know, I can just go to town. So that's our first layer. The second layer is going to be to pick out and put on some of these. So we're mask making, so I'm just gonna lay these out. I don't know how many I could show in the screen without them becoming too small. Let's get rid of this StazOn, put it over here. Let's take the stickers off to the side, and let's do this. Do we see them all? Yeah, for the most part. This guy's in the way. Let's see, I could stick another one up there. All right, almost all of them. So what I want to do is I want to take these stickers to kind of already just like kind of get rid of them and stuff, and I want them to kind of be down the middle of, and if they cover the numbers, I'm not too mad about that. If that bothers, then you can. What I want is I don't want them to be all the way up, and so I will kind of, you know, do this. Now I can ink them, but I don't think I'm going to ink this, right? And that's what I'm looking for, just something like that. These little pieces, since they're still stickers, I'm going to throw over here and keep them because why not? Now this is a little too small. Well, maybe not. We can put them there. So let's just go right ahead. So we're doing the sticker part, right? So we're always, mask making is about doing the same basic step over and over at one point in time. So now we're adding our first layer of a sticker on here. Okay, and then we're gonna stick this bad boy on the center here. If you want to ink these, you could. I'm electing not to, only because I don't really have a thing that's gonna make it easy for me. It's gonna be all over the place. Let's see, some of these. So I could cut down the side and then across the top and a little bit off the bottom, and we just want to get a piece to stick here, so maybe to cover some of the queen. Okay, so a sticker. We're not going to do anything, there's no rhyme or reason. Let's just cut this down here and like that, and we're just going to get ourselves a piece. I think I'm favoring this side, my right side, because I'm right-handed. Okay, and just another layer. Okay, this one here is too big. Let's do it down the center. Oh, and let's put that here. So we're gonna take this off because this will be interesting to keep as a different part and use somewhere else. And we're gonna put this here. So just, a first layer. And yes, I am covering the Joker's face because that's not the focus of this. And since I've been favoring it, I'm just going to use the other side for the king, or so it doesn't look like it was so matchy. Not that you would put a ton of these inside somebody's journal or use them in your own journal. We're looking to have to build up our stash. And from the stash, we can then just like fill up our journals as we go. So let's cut this down the center, and let's put let's see, one on here, let's say sideways, and then we'll take the other piece, let's put it on this one because why not. And we're just going to keep going, and I'm throwing the trash in the wrong direction, so let me put them over here. Am I right? Let's find something else. This that we can put, anything small. Yeah, here we go. You know what? We could probably put this entire thing on the king. So we're just going to do that. Okay, yeah, sure, that could work. Okay, so put the little piece down, then remove the rest. So the king is covered. The king has been covered. Anything else? Oh, this is a nice one that's kind of small enough. I think it'll take up a lot of space, but I don't think that that's too bad of a deal. Let's see. I mean, just a little bit. Let's stick that back to the backing. Because, I don't want to cover numbers up necessarily completely, but I don't mind if they're covered up somewhat. So there we go. And if I want to cut one in half, let's get something that's a little bigger. So let's, okay, let's do this. Let's get this one for that. And let's do this and this for these. There we go. So we've got our first layer down. We've got our extras we're putting onto the side. I'm going to take a sip of water. Okay. And let's stick these last ones down. Okay, so that's our first layer for this mask make. Okay. So I know sometimes mask making is like making the bases or making yeah, I didn't feel like covering up that 8 so much. And then later we're coming back and decorating later. So this is like a little item that we can just have. It's a decorating of an item that's already pre-existing. The credit cards. Oh, that's where my brain is. Credit cards. Okay, so let's see. We've got these guys ready to go. Okay, so the next layer is going to be super easy because it's going to be those little black ovals. Right, let's see. Okay. Right, so we've got our 13 cards there. What is this? Trash. And we're going to take a sheet of ovals and we're just going to slap an oval down the center. So we're going to do that. A little crooked, doesn't matter. It's all good. If we're mask making, doesn't mean you have to be sloppy about it, but I am good with it. I'm going to try to be a little bit straight as possible. But, I might fix that ace now that I'm talking about it. It's like, sure, you could be crooked. It's no problem. But, yeah, it kind of is. See. Let me see. Because sometimes these guys at the Dollar Tree are kind of iffy at first. So I'm going to burnish everything down as part of this step. So let's get all these little ovals off. So I don't use the little needle thing, right? So when I'm trying to get these off and it's like peeling up the back, I just pretty much bend it a little bit and I flick it with my nail. And now it's looking like, I don't know what I'm talking about, there goes. And that's how I kind of get my stickers off. Sometimes I wouldn't do it depending upon the stick. If the sticker was forgiving, I think this black stickers will be forgiving in terms of when you burnish them out. So, and I guess you can say that this is kind of like the signal of like cheap stickers, you know, their backings come off with them. I don't know. All right, we got 2 more on this sheet, and then we'll grab a new sheet and we'll go from there. Okay. Yeah. Ooh, my nose. I am so sorry. I've been really not feeling nasally, but then I'm on the, you know, on here making a video, and then I feel like I start to hear it, and it's crazy. All right, I need 5 more. So let's grab another sheet. Okay, and we're like practically done, guys, because this is a super easy. You need the cards, you need the inking, you need a base layer. You need this, you know, an offset layer. This stickers is like what I'm calling that. And then you need like a little focal, and I'm using those little shiny, what's it called? Flowers, foliage. And there we go. I think this is going to be one of my fastest videos yet, that I'm actually talking and doing at the same time. So yeah, okay, well, let's see why the last one, there we go, the last one got to give me a hard time. Okay, so here, so that's the next part, right, of our mask make. So just gonna burnish everything down, just press real good on both the black chalkboard sticker and the sticker in the back. I can hear something is got air under it, don't know quite what. And I don't know how well this will stay for long term. I mean, what do we ever really know when we're using our stickers? Maybe I should have used some extra glue, but the stickers felt okay, so I don't know. Anyway, almost done with killing my little index finger over here. Okay, so everything has been burnished. So it looks like a void or a hole. So this is where we're going to get our little sparkle in. I'm just going to go in and I'm going to grab pieces, and I'm just going to plop them down, and we're just going to put on some foliage, right? And some of these are more long, and they will cover up a lot. Like, I wouldn't use anything like this big. I mean, you could, but that's not what my goal was today. So I'm going to put in, you know, because you get them. I love a little sparkle, but sometimes a little sparkle can sometimes be a little too much. That's the same, but doesn't matter because it's not going to be, they're not going to go to the same home, or let's say. And if you are putting them more than one in a journal, then you definitely are going to want to take a look at what you're putting down. How many do I need? I need 3 more. Let's just move these around. Let's get something different. And, oh no. Hold. Okay, well, we're gonna have to stitch. These had to be stitched together because I apologize for that. That was my monitor with a high glucose. If you're type 2, or I guess any diabetic, but I'm not sure. I can only speak about type 2. Once you eat, even if your stuff is pretty much under control, your sugar level will spike, and so that's what happened. I just had food. I just had some tuna fish and whatnot, and so it spiked and it threw off the alarm, so I apologize for that. All right, so we're almost done, because now that we have these laid out, we're just going to stick these bad boys on. We'll look for orientation. Again, the back doesn't bother. What I'm looking for when I talk about orientation is the flowers looking up or down, and kind of positioning them to stay in that way. That makes sense. So, and then this is pretty much what I'm doing. I'm going to try to put them around the black, so the black can help to add that little bit of pop. And there we go. This is our little altered player card. I don't know, would I call it altered playing card? Yeah, I mean, I'm changing up whatever. Again, let's look at this. I'm not being too like, oh, look at that. No, just making. So, like that. Okay, let's just grab the next one and a sticker. These are like, Now, as I say it, it's not coming off, but these were coming off rather easy, like super transparent. Now, I know a lot of us don't like that shiny, shiny, but when it's gold, it's kind of intentional. So I don't know, you know, it depends. I'll mix everything together, so that doesn't bother me. Okay, feel like this one goes like this in terms of up and down, especially since the since the cards are per trick kind of thing. There we go. Let's see, this fell. So would you call this altering an altered playing card? There are other things that I was thinking. I could have distressed the edges, really make them all like roughed up. Um, I was thinking of also punching a little hole and like adding some yarn or something to like a twine or something to hang off of it. That may be something else that I could do, depending upon time constraints and supplies. You know, I'm trying to use up what I have. So I had gotten this, see what I'm talking about, orientation, like this is the bottom stick over here. I do want to make sure that it's pointing to the short side and that the thing goes up down the long way. So what was I saying? See, with me, this flower seems like it's going up, so does this. So I'm relying on these guys. I think I'm gonna put it, I don't know, maybe I'll put it sideways. So come on, there we go, somewhat like that. Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good. Again, babbling. Don't remember what I was saying. Oh, altering it. So yeah, so it depends on what supplies. So right now, have I bought anything new off of any place? Well, I had some credits on Temu, and so I did buy some more lace and stuff, which was another thing I was thinking about, lace on these. But I'm not sure how much bulk that would add, and I don't have any journals that I've used lace on yet. So, you know, so this is more about using up your stash. So I did a little organization and I found all these different stickers. So that's why they're all in the same little, even though all different, in the same little container, just because they have that same, vibe. And so we can't use it if we don't know where it is or if we don't know that we have it. So it's kind of in line with that finding the floor kind of situation. So, Scrap Rat and Candies. Ooh, what's the name of her whole thing? I don't know, I'm not sure. They're doing a collaboration about cleaning, and I've been organizing too. And as you organize, you put things away, you feel better, you feel like crafting, but organizing and putting things away is also great. You know what it is you have, and you can then find a plan. So when I saw all these stickers and I thought about all the cards that I had gotten that, wind up not being used the way that I had intended, and I had a whole stash of them still left, I said, you know what? I'm going to put something together. And so here we are. We are done practically with the last one, which is this guy right here. Okay. So this is the mass make. I consider mass make if you make 10 or more. So since these are 13 cards, we added a little bit of bulk, not too much, right? The sides are all inked up, and the backs also were having a little bit of inking. So what do you think? I think that they're cute. These two match, but it doesn't matter. You're going to have repetition in everything that you do and stuff. So let's show you, right? Here we go. Using what we have as bases. There you go. And so you see that the back doesn't have anything on it. It could just be a nice little cute little thing tucked in a pocket. Now, I did do another set before, just because, well, actually, I was recording and it got all messed up. So, and then this one gets all messed up. So I just got to kind of, well, just for this one. But I'm going to show you the other set, which is the same thing on the front, right? So this is on a red set, so you can see that it works, right? And whatnot. Same stickers. But on this set, I decided to take some stickers that I have, some white stickers, do a little deckled edge on it, ink it, and create an actual, you know, writing space. So you can, you know, do them. It's a simple layering, and then you have the non or the backside with some writing space to make it journal. Anyway, whew, that is what we have today. Well, for this video. So hopefully you enjoyed. And I will link. Well, I mean, I was just mentioning Cindy and Candy because, you know, the idea of using what we have. But anyway, all my stuff is linked down below, etc., etc., and so you can check out the description box if you would like. And until my next time, if you are new, I'm sorry, if you are new, please consider subscribing, like, comment, share the video. If you're older subscriber already, hello, thank you for staying with me this long, and also like, comment, like and comment. And until next time, ciao ciao, bye.